The Cyber Stand-Up for May 10th, 2026. Today we're breaking down three critical threats hitting the landscape. First, how a fake OpenAI project on Hugging Face made it to the trending list, pushing an Infostealer to developers. Second, a classic supply chain attack where the official JDownloader site was hacked to serve a Python rat. And third, the rise of Quishing, QR code phishing campaigns that are bypassing traditional email filters. Let's get into the analysis. Our first deep dive is a supply chain threat targeting the AI ML community directly. Threat actors created a malicious repository on the Hugging Face platform, meticulously impersonating a legitimate OpenAI project called Privacy Filter. The lure here is strong, leveraging a trusted name on a trusted platform. This wasn't just a quiet upload. The actors managed to game the platform's engagement metrics. By driving downloads or interactions, they got the malicious repository to land on the site's public trending list. This is a critical step in the attack chain, as it lends the project a false sense of legitimacy and dramatically increases its visibility. The package itself contained a Trojanized script, likely a setup.py or similar execution entry point. When a developer or researcher downloaded and executed the package, for instance via a pip install command pointed at the repo, it silently deployed information stealing malware directly onto their Windows system. For detection, SOC analysts should be monitoring for command line activity involving package managers pulling from non standard or suspicious sources. Look for process chains where a developer tool spawns unexpected network connections or file modifications in sensitive user directories. The malware's objective is classic data exfiltration, environment variables, SSH keys, browser credentials, and crypto wallets. This incident highlights a significant shift. Attackers aren't just targeting PyPI or NPM anymore. They're actively exploiting the specialized supply chains of the AI ML world. For defenders, this means trending does not equal vetted. Treat these repositories with the same skepticism you'd apply to any third party code. Code scanning and sandboxing of new packages are no longer optional. Next, we have a classic but highly effective supply chain compromise. The official website for the JDownloader utility was breached. The attackers gained access to the web server and replaced the legitimate Windows and Linux installers with their own malicious versions. This is a high impact watering hole attack targeting the software's own user base. The compromised Windows installer was a Trojanized package, bundling the legitimate JDownloader application with a malicious payload. When a user runs the installer, it appears to function normally, installing the expected software to avoid suspicion. However, in the background, it silently deploys a Python based remote access Trojan. The use of Python for the rat is a key technical detail. It means the payload might be a .py script executed by a legitimate Python interpreter already on the system, a technique known as living off the land. This can help it evade some signature based AV detections that are looking for malicious PE files. For incident responders, this means your investigation should include looking for persistence mechanisms established by Python scripts, like scheduled tasks or registry run keys pointing to a .py file. Once active, the freelancer establishes a C2 connection, granting the attacker full control. This TTP is effective because it subverts user trust in official distribution channels. It's a stark reminder to validate the integrity of all downloaded software using checksums. Furthermore, EDR tools configured to alert on anomalous process chains, like an installer spawning a Python interpreter, which then makes an outbound network connection, are crucial for detection. Finally, let's break down the mechanics and defense against an evolution in social engineering: QR code phishing, or quishing. Threat actors are increasingly embedding QR codes in phishing emails. These emails often create a sense of urgency, claiming a password has expired, a multi factor authentication update is required, or an invoice needs payment. The user is instructed to scan the QR code with their mobile device to resolve the issue. This technique has several advantages for the attacker and poses challenges for defenders. First, the QR code is an image. This effectively neuters many email security gateways that are built to parse and analyze text based URLs for malicious indicators. The URL is hidden from the gateway. Second, it creates a device hop. The initial lure arrives on a corporate desktop, but the malicious action occurs on a mobile device, which may be unmanaged or have a different security posture. This complicates the incident response and forensics trail. Once scanned, the QR code directs the mobile browser to a credential harvesting page. For defenders, this requires a multi layered approach. User training is paramount. Teach them to treat QR codes in emails as untrusted links. On the technical side, some advanced email security solutions are now incorporating OCR to analyze images for QR codes and extract the underlying URL for scanning. Additionally, mobile device management or MDM solutions can enforce the use of secure DNS services on mobile devices, which can block access to known malicious domains, even if the user clicks the link. Now for a few quick hits. First, reports from Russia indicate a novel fraud technique using deceptive Captcha challenges. The scam presents users with a fake verification prompt designed to steal personal data. This is social engineering evolving beyond fake login pages into tricking users through fake security mechanisms. Second, we're tracking reports of recent data leaks at Samsung. While details are sparse, it serves as a reminder that large tech enterprises remain a primary target for data exfiltration campaigns. And finally, linked to the J Downloader incident, other reports mentioned additional Windows software being compromised, reinforcing that software supply chain integrity is a systemic problem, not an isolated event. We are monitoring these for actionable IOCs. Let's consolidate this into actionable takeaways for defenders. First, for the AI ML supply chain, vet your developer packages. The Hugging Face incident proves that popularity metrics can be gamed. Implement mandatory code scanning and sandboxing for any new package pulled from a public repository. Second, for social engineering defense, enhance user training on emerging TTPs. Quishing is on the rise because it bypasses traditional email filters. Your users are the sensor. Drill into them that any QR code in an email is suspicious. Consider technical controls like OCR on your email gateway if available. Finally, for software integrity, assume any installer could be compromised. The J Downloader case is a blueprint for this attack. Mandate checksum validation where possible. For your SOC, tune your EDR to detect post installation anomalies. An installer should not be spawning a Python interpreter that calls out to the internet. That's a high fidelity alert. Looking ahead, we're placing three areas on our watch list. 1. AI and ML supply chain threats. Expect more abuse of platforms like Hugging Face. 2. Compromises of legitimate software distribution channels will continue to be a high impact vector. And 3. Social engineering will continue to diversify beyond simple links, incorporating QR codes, fake captchas, and other novel methods. Stay ahead of these threats by subscribing for our regular intelligence briefings. Thanks for watching. Stay vigilant.